Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hollywood Underwater. My name is Oscar. We cover everything here about underwater filmmaking when we can. Today, there's some news about a sequel that we're all looking forward to that may take place mostly underwater, or maybe not mostly, but a large portion of it. Now, when I tell you what sequel it is, that may kind of throw you off a little bit here. We're talking about Black Panther. I know what you're thinking, right? Black Panther swimming underwater? Not that unbelievable, right? This old article here, which states that new Marvel casting call may tease Namor in Black Panther 2, goes to a scene that talks about when Black Widow was in a meeting with several of the other Avengers, and Okoye was there, and she asks her about some subterranean tremor and asks what they were doing about it, at which point Okoye simply answers,
Net. It's an earthquake under the ocean.
an earthquake under the ocean, we handle it not by handling it, implying that, hey, it was just an earthquake under, a subterranean earthquake. What do you want us to do about it? Since then, there have been, sort of rumors about who the nemesis would be, and some believe that this was just a seed being planted for the possible story that's coming in Black Panther 2. So who is Namor? Well, I'll show you who Namor is. Namor is Prince Namor, the Submariner. So there you go. We got the Submariner, who is a classic character in the Marvel Universe here, the big premiere issue of the comics. And, this is what he looked like back in the day. And you can tell that this is back in the day because look at here, 12 cents for this comic book. Wow. Those were the days, huh? No, they weren't. But if you look down here, where we see that it says he's best known, though, for his rivalry with Black Panther, as they both are kings of advanced but forgotten kingdoms. So we know that Black Panther is the king of Wakanda, and so what does Prince Namor rule over? Well, we'll go over here to this giant freaking robot article, and you see there that the article says Black Panther 2 happening underwater. They seem to be pretty certain of it. But if we scroll down here, we'll see that the history of Wakanda and Atlantis goes back to the early 70s comic books. So that's right, we're talking about the Atlantians here versus the Wakandians. So, I mean, I hope that this rumor is true because that's actually pretty cool. And if a lot of it takes place underwater, then I am definitely going to be interested in this sequel. Now, I'm a big fan, so, I'll watch the sequel no matter what. But hopefully it is true that they're going to be shooting this. As it says here, it has been rumored that a large part of the movie will be taking place underwater. So if they do so, that sounds really, really exciting. And, for films, superhero films that are fantastical, that's hopefully something that's going to be exciting to see. Now, I'm going to go to the original website, the Fandom Wire site that broke the story here. So they got the exclusive here. As it says, Black Panther 2 plot details revealed. And we're going to scroll past all the stuff here because what we're interested in, of course, is the stuff about Atlantis versus Wakanda, which means that a lot of it could be taking place underwater. And this starts here, this paragraph, with deep sea Wakandan divers will uncover the lost city of Atlantis. I mean, that alone is awesome. Like, I would watch a movie just about Wakandan divers uncovering the lost city of Atlantis, right? So, I mean, if they do it right, it's going to be pretty cool. It does say that a big portion of the film will be underwater. It doesn't say that it's going to be filmed underwater. And that's sort of the part that I'm worried about here because, as you know, there have been other films that have taken place underwater, specifically in recent years. Aquaman had tons of fantastical stuff underwater. However, most of it was not shot underwater. It was shot in studios on blue screen sets, and they did an interview with William Dafoe, and he actually kind of talks about here how they did these things. Right, most of my scenes are underwater. Some are not. So much of it, because you're talking and shooting underwater, is a lot of ways impractical because you're limited to what you can do with sets. It's more about shooting them dry for wet, and then the effects do certain things to give the water feel. But we aren't doing the scenes underwater. We are on harnesses and on wires. There is movement. So he's talking about the fact that, if you rig everyone up up with wires and hang them in the air and sort of make them move around as if they're underwater, you can sort of get away with the effect. Sort of, right? Now, whatever you may think of the movie, I think it is pretty I say widely accepted that the CGI is kind of cheesy. It's not all there, and you can sort of really tell. I mean, they got the hair down right. The hair looks great, but this is sort of the kind of thing they had to do, right? They do this stuff dry, and then afterwards they add the flowy hair, which always looks cool, and then it makes the whole scene sort of look like it is under the ocean, but it's not the best look that you can get, but it is difficult to get, right? And expensive, especially in Hollywood dollars when you're making these huge movies. Recently we have had the one director who has successfully done it. He did it in The Abyss, and now he's doing it for Avatar 2, which is James Cameron. This is a picture of Kate Winslet. Some photos have been released from the production where his actors are actually underwater, and he's shooting most of it underwater, where a lot of Avatar 2 is said to take place. But he's also the guy who's always leading in the technology, developing the very technology that he needs, and so he's always the cutting edge director, and everyone sort of follows suit behind him when it comes specifically to underwater stuff. So who knows if the Marvel people are going to invest in doing stuff like this where they shoot underwater, or if they're going to go by way of the Aquaman style. Regardless, I look forward to it. I mean, it'll be cool just to see a story of Wakandians versus Atlanteans. So that would be neat to see. But until then, until the rumor becomes true news, we'll just have to wait and see. And if it does, then we'll follow up as it goes along, and then definitely be excited for the premiere. And if the movie looks anything as cool as his artwork with Black Panther and Prince Namor, and yes, I think Black Panther's wearing a cape, so let's make that happen for sure, right? Then I think it's going to be pretty awesome regardless. So anyways, thank you for watching Hollywood Underwater. See you soon.